Hello and welcome again. Welcome to a new class, class 418. Yes, sir. Maybe today, maybe not. We will finish. We have only 4 points. Point 23, well, we're on page 404, and there are only 405 pages. It's the next to last page. Point 23, in charge of. Point 24, it depends on. Easy, review. Point 25, how long does it take? Point 26, planning to and thinking about. All right. 6 books now. We have added 3. There are 3 additional books. 198 paragraphs. When I finish this book, which is maybe today or tomorrow, I will start with this, and we will continue with the Vaughan world, with Akimorita, Luigi Barghini, Anna Barghini, Paula Eisenbach, etc. And we will add a translation booklet focused on special ways. Okay, there's a lot of work. So if you want to follow me perfectly, buy the 3 additional books. Then if you have all 6. Now if you haven't bought any of the books, I recommend you buy them and you go back and you can review from class 1 on RTV a la carta, or Baugan RTV a la carta, and you have 417 classes up to now. Each class lasts 25 minutes, well, 26 minutes really. Each class lasts 26 minutes, which means if you have 417 classes, that's a lot of hours. That's 200 hours, 200 hours of English. And I'm going to continue until class 600, maybe beyond. Masaya, maybe beyond the sea, maybe beyond class 600, I don't know. But there's a lot of work we need to do. So if you're taking it seriously and you really want to follow point by point, step by step, get the books. You go into the Página Web where it says here. It says the website. You go in and you can see the books, these books, and you can make your decision. All right. In charge of. Yeah, who's in charge of this program? I am. I'm in charge of it. But I'm not in charge of everything. Marta's in charge of the cameras. Marta's in charge of the lights. Marta's in charge of the makeup. Marta's in charge of the timing. She times it, lo cronometra. She times it. She has a stopwatch. She has a telephone like this, and I can see it. I can see it going. Yeah, her stopwatch. We say stop como parar, watch como reloj. I forgot my watch today, Marta. I left home without my watch. Yes, but it doesn't matter. She's controlling the time because she's in charge of the time. In charge of. 3 words. In charge. Charge, escrito. In charge of. Pronunciation, como si fuera una sola. In charge of. Cha-cha-cha. Bailar cha-cha-cha. Bailar in charge of. Do you know how to dance the in charge of? Who's in charge? Who's in charge of the world? Nobody. Maybe God is in charge of the world. In charge of. Yeah, who's in charge? ¿Quién está mandando aquí? Who's in charge here? Who's the boss? Who's the manager? Recommend the manager. If you go to a restaurant or to an establishment, you will say, quiero hablar con el encargado, por favor. I would like to speak to the manager. Manager. But it's correct to say, I would like to speak to the person in charge. We don't say el responsable in English. We say el que está al cargo o al mando o el manager, el gerente o el director, el que manda. Yeah, the person in charge. In charge of. Who's in charge of? Who's in charge of this company? The board of directors, Consejo de Administración. The board of directors is in charge of this company. But this room, who's in charge of this room? Marta. She's responsible for. Ahora, es responsable de. No es la responsable, no se puede decir en inglés. Responsible, the word responsible is an adjective. So she is responsible for this room, which means she's in charge. Everything relating to this television studio, Marta is in charge. She's the boss. She calls the shots. She runs the show. She's the big fish. La vez gorda. Here, she's in charge. She's in charge. Point 24. It depends. 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 Yeah. Are you happy in Spain? Well, it depends. Sometimes I'm happy, sometimes I'm not. It depends. Well, what does it depend on? Well, it depends on the weather. It depends on my work. It depends on the food. It depends on many factors. It depends on you. Sometimes it depends on me. Sometimes it depends on Marta. Sometimes it depends on my wife. Sometimes it depends on my family. Sometimes it depends on the temperature outside, if I feel good. It depends. It depends. Always with the S. It depends. It depends. It depends on. On, no of, on. Porque pivota sobre algo. Porque se inclina. ¿De qué depende? We say en qué, sobre qué depende. Decimos en inglés. Como si estuviera pivotando sobre una cosa para un lado otro. What does it depend on? Do you like Spanish food? Well, it depends. What does it depend on? It depends on what kind of food. Well, what's your favorite Spanish food? My favorite, number one? Spanish, that's a good one. What's my favorite? I have two favorites. Garlic soup and torreznos. Garlic soup is sopa de ajo. Yes, which is andaluz, more or less. Sopa castellana is similar in the center of Spain in Castilla, but it's not. It's good too, but I prefer the simple garlic soup con pan. Yes, and then torrezno. So that's my favorite in Spain. But do you like paella? It depends. It depends. I mean, paella is paella. There are different types of paellas. Paella vegetal o verduras? No. So it depends on what kind of paella. It depends. But do you like morcilla? Black pudding? El pudding negro, black pudding. It depends. Well, in general, yes, I like all black pudding, but especially Burgos with rice. It depends. Do you like Spain in general? It depends. What does it depend? Well, I like Spain when the weather is nice. When the weather is raining cats and dogs, not necessarily. No, it's not true. It depends. Depende de ti. It depends on you. It depends on me. It depends on the weather. It depends on the weather. Lo repito para que lo oigas mil veces. It depends on several factors. It depends on you. It depends on which boss you ask. It depends on which report you read. Depende de qué informe leas. It depends on which report you read. One report says yes, the other report says no. So it depends. It depends. And the climate change, global warming, is it a problem? Well, it depends. It depends on what expert you listen to. Some experts say the world is coming to an end. Other experts say, don't worry. So we have a cross-section of experts. It all depends on you. It all depends on you. Todo depende de ti. It all depends on you. Your success in learning English, in reaching a good level, in reaching point B, in successfully moving from point A to point B in English, it all depends on you. I will give you the tools and I will give you motivation and I'll explain many things, but everything is explained in this book. Yo sobro aquí, técnicamente. Technically, I'm not necessary. Technically. If you have this book and you have the translation booklet, you don't need me because this explains everything. Okay? And this book, Bound World with the Personajes, you can listen every episode. Every episode. You can hear it in British English and in American English with questions about it and the answers in the back. You can teach yourself English. You don't need me. I'm here simply to expose your ear to native speech. But here, and in the translation booklets, you have audio with native speakers. So you don't need my voice. You don't need, so you have you have many voices here, native voices. You don't need my explanations because the explanations in the book are better than my oral explanations in front of the camera. So why do you need me? Oye, cerremos el chiringuito. We can close this. Shut down, close the shop. You don't need me. But I'm here to motivate, to orientate, to help you. Yes, and to make English more attractive, perhaps. Because only using the books and audio, English is attractive, but it's more attractive if there's a human being, un ser humano, that you can see, flesh and blood. Flesh is la carne, lo carnal, flesh. Carne de comer is meat, but la carne, como la en carne y hueso, we say flesh. And in Spanish, you say en carne y hueso, we say en carne y sangre, flesh and blood. Blood means sangre. So un hombre de carne y hueso, as Miguel de Unamuno said. It says, I'm a man of flesh and blood, carne y sangre. Prefiero carne y hueso. Sounds more primitive, more real, más visceral. Okay. Meat and bone, flesh and blood. All right, so shall we continue? How long does it take? How long does it take to prepare this room for the class? It takes 1 minute or 2 minutes to prepare this room because it's already prepared. How long did it take to originally prepare this for class number 1 last year? In January of 2020, just before the pandemic started, it probably took Marta, because I didn't do it, it took Marta maybe an hour, 2 hours, an hour to prepare everything. And I said, I want the microphone and the guitar. and she brought, regalo de Marta, the musical cup and the pencils and everything. So it took about an hour. How long did it take? It took about an hour. Yes. How long did it take Fernando Alonso to become a good Formula One driver? Well, it took him many years. From karting, when he was a little boy, it took him probably 10 years to become a really good driver. How long did it take? How long did it take Severiano Ballesteros to become a good golfer? Well, he was considered one of the best golfers in Spain when he was 18. So it took him about 10 or 15 years. It took him about 10 or 15 years to become a good professional golfer. Richard, how long did it take you to learn Spanish? It took me about 3 years to learn Spanish well. How long did it take you to learn French? Well, the French I know, it took me about 3 months. It was faster because I already knew Spanish, and that made French easy for me. But I don't have a high level of French. I have a level B2, not very high. But it took me about 3 months to reach that level. Richard, when was the last time you went to Barcelona? The last time was, wow. The last time I went to Barcelona was almost 2 years ago because of the pandemic. And how long did it take you? Well, it took me from door to door, it took me about 4 hours. But on the train, it took only 3 hours. The AVE, the fast train, the bullet train, it took me 3 hours. But from door to door, it took me about 4 hours. Well, when was the last time you went to Texas? The last time I went to Texas was in 2018. How long did it take you? Well, to go to Texas, well, I went to Texas from New York City. First, I flew to New York and spent a week in New York City. And then I flew to Houston from New York. How long did it take you to fly to Houston? Oh, it took me, well, it didn't take me, it took the plane. It took about 3.5 hours. 3 hours and 15 minutes maybe. It took a long time. It's a long time. It's a long distance, eh? All right. And then what did you do? Well, then I stayed in Houston for 3 nights. And then where did you go? Well, then I went to a city on the Gulf Coast, the coast of the Gulf of Mexico called Corpus Christi. How did you go there? I drove. But did you have a car? Did you have a car? Yeah, I rented a car and drove to Corpus Christi. Why did you drive to Corpus Christi? Because I wanted I wanted to see Corpus Christi. Really? Yeah, my parents lived in Corpus Christi for 12 years, or 11 or 12 years. But after I came to Spain. But when I went back to visit my parents almost every year, I went to Corpus Christi. And so I got to know, llegué a conocer, fui conociendo, I got to know the city. It's not very big, 300,000 people. It's not very big, but it's a very nice city. And it has a beautiful, wonderful beach, Padre Island and Mustang Island. It's beautiful beaches. It's very nice. So I drove to Corpus Christi. How long did it take you? From Houston, it took me about 4 hours, I think, to drive from Houston, 3.5 hours to drive from Houston to Corpus Christi. How long did it take? How long did it take? Presente, how long does it take? How long does it take to learn a language? How long does it take? How long does it take you to go to work every day? How long does it take you to wake up in the morning? It takes me about 1 minute to wake up in the morning. How long does it take? In the future, how long will it take? In the future, how long will it take? In the 22nd century, siglo XXII, that's in 80 years, how long will it take to go from Madrid to New York City? Will it take 7 hours like now, or 8 hours, or will it take less, in your opinion? How long will it take? Maybe it'll take only 1 hour. I doubt it, but who knows? How long will it take? How long will it take to learn a language in 100 years? I don't know. How long will it take? How long does it take? How long did it take? ¿Cuánto has tardado en llegar hasta aquí? Ahora presente perfecto. How long has it taken you, Richard? Or how long has it taken us to reach this page, page 405? This is the last page. How long has it taken? It's taken a long time. All right. Take. Marta, how much time do we have left? How much time? Okay. Last point. I'm going to finish the book today. Point 26, Unit 35. I'm planning. Literalmente estoy planeando. Pero no es planear de vuelo. Planear como planificar. Sin embargo, lo usamos donde lo he mencionado muchas veces. Donde aquí se dice pienso. ¿Qué piensas hacer ante esta situación? Dada la situación, ¿qué piensas hacer? It's what are you planning? Aquí no es think. Think es rumiar, reflexionar, meditar, darle vueltas a una idea o una posibilidad. Eso es the think. Think is a process using your neurons in your brain. Pero cuando dice, no pienso llamarlo hoy, mañana tal vez. No pienso llamarlo hoy. I'm not planning. Because it's not thinking. Ahora estoy pensando en llamarla mañana. I'm thinking about calling her. Porque eso sí que estoy dando vueltas a una posibilidad. Oye, what are you thinking? Well, I'm thinking about my vacation. Haven't you taken your vacation yet? No, not yet. Well, when are you going to take your vacation? In October. No, I'm going to take my vacation in this coming November. No, during the Christmas. I think December, all of December. All of December? Yeah. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Where are you going to go on your vacation? I don't know yet. I'm thinking about going to Argentina and Uruguay because it's the winter here and it's the summer there. So I'm thinking about that possibility. I'm also thinking about going to South Africa, which is also in the southern hemisphere. So I'm thinking about going to South America. I'm thinking about going to South Africa, and I'm thinking about going to Thailand. I'm also thinking about the possibility of India. I'm thinking about that, and Nepal. So I'm thinking about different possibilities, but I haven't made plans yet. Ahora, conversación 3 días más tarde. Well, have you made any decisions? Yes. I'm planning to go to Argentina and Uruguay. Ah, okay. When are you planning to go there? I'm planning to go on December 1st. How long are you planning to stay there? I'm planning to stay there until December 31st. Oh, so you're planning to come back to Spain on New Year's Day? No, I'm planning to come back on, well, yes, I'm planning to come back on New Year's Eve, but we will arrive in Madrid on New Year's Day because it's a flight that will leave Buenos Aires at 7 p.m. And so by the time we get to Madrid, it will be New Year's Day. So you'll celebrate the New Year's in the plane. Yeah, sleeping probably. No champagne, all right. So I'm planning. So that's what I'm planning to do. What are you planning to do in December? No, I'm planning to work. I have no plans. I'm planning to work. So we use plan. Y lo enseño mucho, insisto mucho, porque it's easy to remember, it's easy to pronounce. ¿Qué piensas hacer al respecto? What are you planning to do? También puedes decir, what do you plan to do? Es curioso con plan. It's curious because you can use it in the present simple. Pienso ir a la playa mañana. Es mi plan. I plan to go to the beach tomorrow. Or I'm planning to go to the beach tomorrow. This is maybe the only case, maybe, in English, in which you can use the present simple and the present continuous for the same, and they're equally correct. What do you plan to do? Now, there is an alternative. What are you planning on doing? What do you plan on doing? To do or on doing, to go, on going. I'm planning on going to Argentina and Uruguay. I plan on going. But don't worry, say plan to do. It's easier to remember. I plan to go, I plan to have. How long do you plan to live? I plan to live until I'm 150. Because Spanish people need an additional 70 years, 80 years to learn English. So somebody has to do it, so I'll do it. So I'm planning to live until the age of 150. I'm planning to. But I'm thinking about changing professions. I'm thinking about changing professions. Well, yes, I'm tired of teaching English. I'm tired of. Recuerda, neumático, paloma de campo. Tire, dove, cansado de. I'm tired of. La de en medio, la de al final de tired, manda. I'm tired of teaching. I'm tired of teaching English. So I'm thinking about changing professions. Well, good. What are you thinking about doing in the future? Well, I'm thinking about several options. I'm thinking about becoming an expert in UFOs. As you say in Spanish, un ufólogo, ovnis. I'm thinking about becoming an expert in UFOs. I'm thinking about doing a doctorate. Hacer un doctorado. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing a doctorate. In what? In zombie language and zombie habits. All right. What else are you thinking about doing? Well, I'm also thinking about the possibility of, of getting into investments. Entrar en el mundo de las inversiones, getting into investments. So I'm thinking about 3 possibilities. So I repeat, to think about is just to rumiate, to meditate, to reflect, reflexionar sobre algo. What are you thinking? ¿Qué estás pensando? No, nada. Estás pensando en algo, lo sé. You're thinking about something, I can tell. You can thinking about. All right. También está thinking of. To think of. Normally, however, think of is ocurrírsele a uno. Necesito que se me ocurra una idea. No se me ocurre qué hacer ahora. I can't think of anything. No se me ocurre nada. Me quedan 2 minutos y tengo que enseñar algo. I have 2 minutes left and I need to teach something. What? I don't know. I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything means no se me ocurre nada. So to think of, yo no digo olvídalo porque se usa mucho, pero más que nada en ese sentido, de ocurrirle a uno algo. I can think of. I'm trying to think of something to do. I'm thinking of something I can teach. But I have less than 1 minute left, so it doesn't matter. All right. We have finished this book, which means in the next class I'm going to start. I'm going to start with a paragraph of the 198 paragraphs, okay? And then we're going to move on to a person. We're going to continue the life of our 15 or 16 different people. 12 originals plus 3 or 4 secondary roles. All right? Congratulations. Okay, we finished. See you tomorrow.